How was I supposed to know that that guy was a weirdo? Who would have thought that he would have hit me in the face with the bag and then hit my privates with a goddamn spatula? That shit hurt. Like I had to ice it up that night. The drive home was painful. But you know what? That's how sometimes game chasing go. All I can do now is just put my nose to the grindstone, hopefully get another lead, and find this damn box before it kills me. Or my future grandchildren.
I feel a disturbance in the force, like one man was hit with a plastic bag full of wet toilet paper and a spatula. No, that can't be right. Hey Dahmer, how you doing, buddy?
I've seen better days. Chris set me on the lead on the box, and now it's snowing.
How'd it go?
Not good. The guy hit me with a bag of wet toilet paper, then crotch-shotted me with a spatula.
Wow, I'm good.
Huh?
No, it was nothing.
I've been lusting after this box for so long, it's as if fate doesn't want me to have it.
If I was a cardboard box, I'd be frightened to be anywhere near you.
Mike, it was one time. I'm still regretting it.
Yeah, but only because you're not allowed in that store anymore.
Yeah, it was a good store. Lots of cardboard cutouts.
You're a sick man. Well, it turns out I do have info about your box.
You do?
Well, I've been in contact with a lady. She has a box of what she's calling Sega. Doesn't sound like she knows what she has.
That's perfect. Sega. Where's she at?
Actually, right by you. Around the corner, come to think of it.
Sweet. Thanks, man. I don't even have to drive in this snowstorm.
Enjoy that box of Sega. He has no idea what he's in for.
Who is it?
I'm the guy that called about the Sega Box?
Oh, come in.
Is that the box?
Oh yeah, that's my Sega Box.
Let me see. This isn't Sega.
No, that's Sega, my cat. I don't really want her anymore.
Listen, lady, I'm not interested in your pussy. I just want the video games.
Well, that is disheartening.
Why?
Because it's time to fluff the pancakes.
What?
It's time to fluff the pancakes! Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this one. Why does he smell like wet toilet paper?
Alright, welcome back to part 2 of the box. The Sega Box. This part is going to be the consoles that I got and the loose games. So we're going to start off with the consoles. 1, Sega Genesis Model 1. I think it's the second version of it because it doesn't have the high definition graphics on it. But yeah, it's kind of dirty, haven't cleaned it up yet, but will do once I get to work on the ROM that I am fixing. But yeah, you know, it still has the protective sleeve on there for the Sega CD attachment. You know, as I said, still has good action, just a little dirt and grime, and this sumbitch should be cleaned up pretty quickly. But what's in the box again? Yes, that's right, another Sega Genesis non-high definition graphics version. This one is the one I suspected had the 32, the Sega CD on it, because it's missing that, it's missing the protective cover, and it's got the metal parts in there that you had to install if you had this version with a particular Sega CD to make it fit. So that's the second Genesis, a Sega Model 2. Kind of dirty, the action's still good on it. Power, reset, all that jazz. The Sega CD part attachment still is on there. Still has a protective sleeve on there. So yeah, I now have 5 Sega Genesis in my collection and in my possession. So yeah, there we go. And I much prefer using this one only because of space issues. Oh, and bonus, just a spare case. I got a few different piles here of no particular order. We got Eternal Champions, one of the best fighting games on the Sega Genesis in my opinion. The storylines were so messed up, so creative, and a lot of times really, really sad. Basically the gist is all the champions that you fight, that you can fight as, have died. And they're in a tournament to basically try to get a second chance at life. And some of the stories have happy endings to a most part, and others are really sad. Like, I forgot which guy, but I know there's a couple of them. If you win the tournament, your prize is getting sent back to, you know, prevent your death or something like that. And the person finds out that their death was still unpreventable, that they were going to die anyway, that it was meant to be, that they couldn't challenge fate and eternity, basically. So yeah, it's a great game if you can ever pick it up. I highly recommend doing so. It's a really good fighting game. Not as good as Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and I know I contradicted myself, but for a non-Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter 2 game, this is pretty badass. I'm not going to deny that. We have Evander Holyfield Boxing. This is probably my third copy of Evander Holyfield Boxing. It's a generic boxing game. One of it. Very standard, and came after the time of Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! In those vein, kind of arcadey style games when the current world champion got his own fighting game, boxing game. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. Yes, looks way better than my copy, so it's definitely getting switched. And Castle of Illusion, man, is a great game on the Sega Genesis. A lot of the Disney games on the Genesis actually played a lot better than people give them credit for. You'll see why with the gameplay, because also there's going to be gameplay on all these games as well. NBA Hang Time. Kinda try to rip off the NBA Jam. Not as successful as NBA Jam. Not as fun as NBA Jam as well. Speaking of NBA Jam, we have NBA Jam Tournament Edition. That's right. The game I plucked so many hours into in my life because I don't like sport games much. I don't even like Madden anymore. I used to be a really diehard Madden fan. But any arcade sport game that you can get me, sign me up because NBA Jam was awesome. Just the fact that it was arcade, it didn't give a crap about the rules, regulations. You didn't have to be a hardcore sport fan to get behind the game. So yeah, NBA Jam, man, play it with a bunch of friends and just have a bunch of fun with it. World Series Baseball 95. Yes, that's right, World Series Baseball 95, one of the many baseball games that came out on this system. And none, to my opinion, ever beat Tommy Lasorda Baseball. So yeah, World Series Baseball 95, whatevers. It's a baseball game, and it wasn't as good as Tommy Lasorda. We have the Disney Lion King. That's right, Disney's Lion King on the Sega Genesis. Once again, another decently playing platformer game from the Disney vein of the Genesis titles, the 16-bit era, mainly Genesis. They came out with some great games, and I'm not going to deny this. The gameplay footage is not going to lie that this game was actually pretty decent. Madden 96. This game, this franchise, to me for many years, was my favorite franchise in sports. It was the only sports title I even cared about. And the last couple of iterations on the current on the 360 PS3 7th generation era consoles really pissed me off because they were really bad. This was more of the arcade vein style. They hadn't really gone full simulation yet, but just nothing can compare to the memories I had with my oldest brother playing this game and just throwing for obscene amount of yards. And I think this is the one with the ambulance. So if a player got hurt, the ambulance came to pick them up and ran over everybody else. It was kind of funny. And another Disney game, we have Disney's Aladdin. Yes, that's right, Disney's Aladdin. Once again, another great playing 16-bit game from the Disney era on the Genesis. Played phenomenal. It was a great platformer. I think this is the one that you can use your sword in. The gameplay will let me know. But yeah, this game is looking really good. A lot of the games, I will say, look tremendous in the condition that they're in. And if I have doubles of them, which I think I have a double of Aladdin already, but definitely swapping out and upgrading my collection for the most part. And another game, and I'm proud to have this one. I've been looking for this one for quite a while. I thoroughly have enjoyed the series. Road Rash. Basically, I think Road Rash was an awesome bike arcade style beat 'em up game, basically, where you can just race from point A to point B and you can punch your opponents or grab weapons and hit them and do damage and upgrade your bikes. I personally feel that the 3DO version of this game is the best version out there because the soundtrack was just amazing. But yeah, Road Rash on the Sega Genesis signed me up all day, every day. A game I did not have before that was a launch title that came packed in with almost every Genesis, except for on the Sega CD collection, Altered Beast. That's right, Wide Thunder Wave. Altered Beast was the first Genesis game I ever played because it came packed with every Genesis. And it was just awesome playing an arcade port of this game at home. It was kind of like between that and Sonic were like the two home run hitters in the early life of the Sega Genesis, proving what it could do. And it did a tremendous job. I played this game so much. It was beyond ridiculous. X-Men on the Sega Genesis. This is probably another upgrade, but I think my cart looks a little bit better than this one. But still, X-Men, it's a halfway decent game. Very flawed, but still, you get to play as the X-Men, and I think X-Men 2 I own. Yeah, I own X-Men 2 complete in box, and I think that's a lot better title than this one is. And the two heavy hitters on the spare ones. We have Earthworm Jim on the Sega Genesis. This game was funny beyond belief and just had a sick, twisted sense of humor to it. And I'm pretty sure it's games like this and Beavis and Butthead when I was a kid that formed my sense of opinions and my sense of humor and how I'm just really just a totally messed up individual when it comes to that. And Earthworm Jim is a defining moment in my game playing career because it was one of the few times I actually laughed at a game on purpose. And then finally, Sonic and Knuckles. Completing, for the most part, my Sega Genesis Sonic collection. So yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, this was a game that you could play just as Sonic and Knuckles, or you could put in Sonic 1 and 2, pop it in the top of this, and play the game as Knuckles, or Sonic, or Tails, depending, and get access to extra parts of the levels in the first two Sonic games. So yeah, this was really awesome, and this was kind of like a DLC pack before DLC even became a thing, because you could upgrade your experience of your prior Sonic games just by popping it in that beautiful top right there. That is the spare, the loose cart Sega Genesis stuff that I've acquired. This is part 2. The story only gets worse from here on out. The horrors that I had to go through. But you know what? At the end of the day, I discovered enlightenment through this box. And I'm glad, very glad, that you are all getting an opportunity to see what's in this box. If you happen to like what you see, don't forget to there's no rating anymore. Don't forget to throw me a like, send a comment, tell me if I'm awesome, tell me if I suck, and most of all, subscribe if you want to see the rest of this 4-part mega extravaganza called The Box of Sega. This is Dahmer's Cool Stuff, and as always, do good gaming.
On the next episode of the Sega Box.
Nobody wants to hear about you and your crazy life.
That box is mine.
You're not listening.